Hey guys, this is Lane from Team Icon. I'm here to do a deck profile on a rock stun. This has actually been my most consistent deck in this ban list. It's done very well against, windups, insectors, heroes, and other stuff. It's actually been like really good for me. I also won windups also, but this has actually been more consistent. And let's get started. The point of a rock stun is in his name to stun the opponent. So this actually stuns like an effect. You just negate the effect and destroy the card by tribute to him. And you activate in the graveyard. And this card's only cost is to reveal a rock card from your hand, and the whole deck's rock, so it's really easy. And this is actually the point of this deck. See, that was the monster effect one. The wall is the spell card one. The Sandman is for the traps. Run 3 of each if you're not running the staple version of this deck. Fossil Dyna, probably, if not might be the most important card of this deck if you're doing, depending on who you're doing. This actually stops hand traps and special summons. It's just awesome. And this deck doesn't do very many special summons, so it doesn't hurt you very much. Block Golems, the little special summons that usually happen from this. All you have to do is tribute this card as long as all the monsters in your graveyard are Earth, and you can special summon 2 Earth. So you just top deck this, you can tribute and summon, say, a Wall and a Guardian, or a Wall and a Sandman, then you have field advantage. Awesome card. These are my techs. These are the other special summon cards. This is a 2200 point beat stick. All you have to do is discard a card from your hand, low 4 or lower, and special summon this card. So if you discard a 3, he's levels 3, which is awesome for overlaying. And he's actually, with Solidarity, this deck comes 3000. It's really hard to get over, and it's so easy to get on the field. And then I run Morphing Jar, the Morphing Jar 2. Morphing Jar, for obvious reasons, this deck has no kind of draw power, and this actually thins the deck out by 5, so this is awesome. And then Morphing Jar 2, which has been like money for me. If you keep this face down, and you go dueling against windups, and they summon 3 exceeds with you, then they summon another monster, they attack into this. This actually sends all of them back to the extra deck. It's like 4 compulses in one. And then they have to shuffle their last card into their deck and draw until they have 1 card, because it doesn't count it only counts the monsters that go to your main deck. And then 3 compulse, obvious reasons. This card's probably the best trap card out right now. 2 Torrentials. This deck needs field control, so the Torrentials are awesome. 2 skill drains. Every card except for Fossil activates in graveyard, so this stops any other effect from activating. 2 bottomless. I don't run warnings in this deck because of life point issues, so bottomless is just as good. Judgment. And you think I might be contradicting myself by not putting in warnings, but I'm putting in Judgment. Judgment, you can choose when to use it a little better than warning, because you can actually be too late for warning. You can never be too late for Judgment. And then Mirror Force. I don't run Deep Prisons in this deck because I don't have many like attack traps, but this one's actually good because it clears field and gives you field advantage. And then for spells, I run 2 Pod Dualities, because if you're not running these 2, you're not running this deck right. It increases the consistency of this deck on 100-fold. Like, without this card, this deck is just not going to run right. You have to actually have choices in your hand and draw power. 2 Solidarity. Since I'm running the pure rock build, this actually increases my 1900 point beat sticks to 2700 point beat sticks, and it gets over the mainstay of the 25 and the 2600 point monsters that are like such a problem right now. And if I have 2 on the field, it's just my 1200 tap point monsters are 28, so it's just awesome. And then I run MST, heavy, and another MST. These, this is how I usually run my decks. You can do your own choice. You can do 3 MSTs and a heavy, or a heavy and 1 MST, or 3 MSTs, or whatever you want, night beams. But this is how I usually run it, because it makes it easier for siding. I don't think every deck runs epic back rows, so I don't run everything with back rows. So Heavy Storm is, I think you have to have Heavy Storm, or I don't know. And then the 2 MSTs. And if you're dueling against someone who doesn't run back row, they're easily sided out. So this is awesome. And then, Dark Hole, Mind Control, Monsterborn. Obvious reasons. I don't really have to explain these. Mind Control to use Exceeds. And this is my extra deck. My extra deck only has 5 cards in it right now, but it's a work in progress. There's not many things you can actually add to this and still make it work. So I run 3 Gemnite Pearls. Obvious reasons, for 2600 point beat sticks, and really easily summons, since most of the cards in my deck are 4 stars. And with 1 Solidarity, it's a 32 or 34, and 2 Solidarities is a 42. So it's just an awesome card, and it gets over whatever you want it to get over. And then Utopia does mess up Solidarity. It also messes up Block Golem. So this is a questionable one. If I had a better card like a Degusto Emerald, I would put it in there. But this does negate attacks and is the best choice because I still needed it. I think even numbers has more synergy than 3, so that's why I put Utopia in there. And if someone Solidarity is on the field, his attack would go up for a little bit. And lastly, this card, Giant Soldier of Steel. This is actually an awesome card. I traded for it last tournament I went to. This card is unaffected by other monster effects, so already it's like an immunity card. And I can detach 1 material from it, 2 3s, which is not that difficult in this deck because all you have to do is do 2 Block Golems, a Block Golem Morphin Jar, a Power Giant with 3 stars. It's not that hard to do, or a Mind Control of a 3-star monster, which is very common nowadays. This card, you detach 1, it increases his attack to 3,000, and not much gets over 3,000. I mean, you might find some things, but it really should survive the first attack. And it's immune to like BLS and some other cards, Chaos Sorcerer, and it just stays on the field. It's actually, more, in my opinion, more durable than Zimanis. And the only thing is, it takes 2 rocks. That is the only issue. And my deck's all rocks, so I had to do it with my own cards. So if I'm Mind Control a monster, it has to be a rock. Slight issue, but I mean, it's not that hard to summon, and it's actually an awesome card. And this has been my rock stun deck. Like I said, this has actually been my most consistent deck. Topped my last locals with it, and it's been very consistent. And I might run this at a YCS, I'm not sure, but I might run my windups, no one knows. But still going to be playtesting some things. So like, comment, subscribe, share. Anything that you liked here, comment about it. Anything you want to see, any kind of deck profile you want to look at, we'll be more than happy to do this. And we'll have some other things later maybe for you. I think I'm going to be filming some things on my next locals. I'm not sure. I know we're going to put a duel up in a couple days, so be looking forward to that. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.